You don't have a podcast at the moment. Maybe it's because you're not ready yet to take that next step. You're still considering how to approach the podcast. Regardless of the reason, you do know one thing, and that is that podcasting is an incredible platform to leverage your brand and your brand's message. So even if you're not a podcaster yet, stick around because in this episode, we're going to be talking about creative strategies to boost your brand's visibility with podcasting for non-podcasters. I'm Jasenia, your video podcast and marketing coach, and this is Focus and Bloom Podcast. Even if you don't have a podcast of your own, you'll discover creative ways to leverage this popular medium and increase your brand's authority. And one of the ways to do this, to really test out how a podcast is through guest interviews. Our first strategy really involves in guest appearances on existing podcasts. So seek out podcasts that align with your industry or target audience and reach out to those hosts. Offer valuable insights and share your expertise, and in return, you'll gain exposure to their audience. It's really a win-win situation because this is a way where you can test out how it might look like to produce your own podcast. At the same time, you're also working towards building and expanding your current audience by cross-marketing with another creator that has an audience that could benefit from the information that you're sharing. The next one is sponsored segments. And if you want to be more direct in promoting your services, consider sponsoring podcast segments. Many podcasts offer sponsorship opportunities where you can have your brand mentioned or even a dedicated segment. This way, you tap into that established audience without having to create and maintain your podcast. You definitely want to do a research to see what podcast would benefit from the information that you're going to provide, but not just that. You want to make sure that the audience for that particular podcast that you're going to advertise could be an audience that could also benefit from what you have to say. The next one is collaborative episodes, and this is very popular. You can see this a lot on different Facebook groups dedicated to podcasting. And this is where you could propose a joint episode where you discuss a topic of mutual interest. This not only exposes you to their audience, but also establishes you as a credible figure in your field. So this is a little bit different when you're talking about becoming the guest. Becoming a guest, you're really highlighting one particular topic which you are the expert in. However, when you're doing a collaboration, you might be experts at the same thing, but you're addressing a particular topic through a different lens. So this could be a really interesting way to network with other creators and also expand your audience. Another one is to utilize transcripts and quotes from those particular episodes that you've recorded. And this is essential, and this actually is a really great way to repurpose all your content. Podcasting is a long-form content that could easily become evergreen content. That means that evergreen content is content that is not relying upon trends. I mean, Facebook and Instagram change constantly. Evergreen content will not. It's going to be based on those core pillars that you have for your business. So go back to your whiteboard and check what are those key pillar contents that you have, and use the podcasting platforms as a way to leverage those topics into evergreen content. Then continue to put your content to work for you and repurpose those episodes into transcripts and quotes for social media or for your email. So whether you prefer written content or video content, whether it's reels or stories, many podcasts provide written transcripts of their episodes. And if you're using Riverside, which has amazing features to help you produce a podcast, one of the cool things that it has is it has transcriptions, and you can even modify them, which is actually one of their newer features. So check out Riverside. I'm going to link them here in the description so that you can check out Riverside and see if maybe this is what you're needing to start producing your podcast. From these transcripts, you want to extract valuable quotes or insights from your guest appearances, maybe sponsored segments or collaborations, and use them in your blog posts, your social media, and your email newsletter. There's so many things that you can do with just the transcripts of these episodes. And then the following one is podcast reviews and recommendations. I cannot tell you how important podcast reviews and recommendations are. This is essential for you to get some social proof. If you've been featured on a podcast, ask the host for a testimonial or review. Share the testimonials on your website, on your social media platforms, anywhere that you can, to share this experience and this review, because this is going to help you build trust and credibility with your audience. So in conclusion, whether it's through guest appearances, sponsored segments, or collaborative episodes, podcasts can be a powerful tool to boost your brand's visibility. The key is to provide value and establish yourself as an authority in your niche. If you like this episode, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out any new episodes of Focus and Bloom Podcast. And if you're watching us on YouTube, click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out any new video content. See you next time.